if you have a trade and you put a trade on, if it doesn't give you immediate feedback that you're doing the right thing or holding a potential winner, you have my permission to kill the trade and feel no reason why you should feel any regret about it, even if it takes off in your favor. Because if you do this as general practice, you're going to find that you will get out of dog trades. Lying dogs make no money. Okay, they got to get up and run. If they ain't running, they're not going to get to your draw on liquidity. That means they're not going to go to your profit. You're not going to be with partials. You're not going to pay yourself. You can't get paid, and it's going to be frustrating. So why the hell are you in it? Why are you in that trade? You're trying to make a diamond out of a turd. You can polish it all the hell you want. You're just going to get shitty hands. That's all that's ever going to happen. You're going to have a mess trying to turn something that's really a bunch of shit. It's never going to get any better. Why? Because in your brain, in your mind, you're telling yourself, if I get out of this, even though I know in my gut this isn't moving right now, but if I close it, it's going to run. And I'm going to feel like shit about that. But you don't do that when you start thinking, this isn't moving for me. Let me start giving myself a time stop. Ooh, what is that? Something I do. If I see something, like if I buy a fair value gap, let's say I bought that fair value gap and it just hung around. It stayed inside the fair value gap for, if it was a 5-minute chart, say there was 5 candles that it was constantly dipping into it. Okay, I don't mind a PD array being revisited and repriced too, and that's fine. But if it's hanging around like that and hasn't ran for the buy side, I start giving myself a time stop. So I'll give it usually 30 seconds to a minute. As soon as I recognize this and I start feeling that, 30 seconds to 60 seconds, I'm counting down. I'm literally looking at the time in the lower right-hand corner of my charts. I'm saying, okay, if I don't see positive movement in my favor, I need speed and distance. I want to see how fast it can run away from where it's at. I'm doing that countdown in my head. Whenever I type that out, the internal dialogue that you're not aware of, I'm telling you right now, is I'm placing a time stop on it. Yes, I have a stop loss on it. So if it is against me, it'll stop me out and take me out of the trade at a loss that I'm willing to accept. But I also, at these points where the market starts to like hang around and isn't really running for me yet, but it hasn't really scared me to the point where my stop loss is in jeopardy. It just isn't moving around. It's just like dead. It's a dog. It's a lying dog. It hasn't got up and started running yet. As soon as I start feeling that, I say, okay, look at the time. It's got up to a minute to start moving for me. Now, some of you might, well, good grief, Michael. 30 seconds, a minute, that's not enough time. Maybe for you. But I know that there have been so many times in my career where if I just simply would have done that, I would have avoided lots of losing trades. Lots of losing trades by simply limiting the amount of time I hold on to dogs. You got to let your runners show themselves. And if they don't want to join the race, move on to the next one. And yes, that means commission costs are spent and you didn't take anything out of it. So what? That doesn't feel bad when you do that. Because if it doesn't run, which that's going to be the majority of the time, but your brain is telling you it's going to run and it's going to do 500 handles. No, it's not. That's the reason why people lose money. You have to kill it. If it's not working for you, fire that position, get rid of it, hire another one. And when you get the right candidate, it will work for you. But you cannot be fucking around with these lackluster moves that aren't delivering for you. If they're not running for you, as soon as you start feeling that unction, you know what, I wish this thing would move. As soon as you got to trade your plan and the timer. Okay, you got 30 seconds to 60 seconds. If it doesn't start moving in my favor, this is a dog and I'm killing it. And I don't give a what it does. I guarantee you, if you do this, you will protect yourself more than you'll find these big runoff moves that you think you're going to lose if you get out of the trade. Let me ask you a question. How many times do you see big runoff moves? Now, you see them all the time in hindsight. But how many times in your own personal analysis have you seen big runoff moves? You're not seeing them every 5 minutes, folks. Come on, be realistic. And it gets back to why trading is so hard. Your imagination is running wild. You don't have experience. You're just now beginning to learn how these markets work. And you think that every setup is going to be these mega trades. It doesn't work that way. Bread and butter setups happen every single day, which is the reason why I beat that drum all the time. That's not an Olympic feat. Simple little things. The little things repeat every day, and you can make fortunes with little movements that are highly consistent. But you can't over leverage them and hold on to them and demand that they pay out bigger yields than they're really warranted.